Okay, take two on this video. This article, or this video, was on an article I wrote on how to sell your motorcycle, and it's going to appear in the, if it hasn't appeared already, it's going to appear in the Goldwing Road Riders magazine. But I wanted to put it on video so I could get to a wider audience and be able to reach more people than just the people that read that magazine. Okay, this is how to sell your motorcycle. Why sell your motorcycle other than trading it in? It's because you're going to lose a bunch of money. When you trade a motorcycle in, you are giving, they will give you 1/2 to 1/3 the value of the motorcycle. Now we're talking NADA and Kelley Blue Book value. And them two entities will give you trade-in value of what your motorcycle is worth. And if you want to be shocked and disheartened, please go to them sites and look at it. And it will be like a knife in your back once you look at that. And they'll shock you. Aside from your reasons, I will take my many years of sales experience and make it easier for you to sell your motorcycle in this article. Number one, clean the bike as good as possible. I've literally seen thousands and thousands of motorcycles and thousands of ads and thousands of personal bikes, and nobody cleans their bike properly. Clean it till it's showroom spotless to get ready to sell. That gives you points when you sell. Number two, take many pictures. Also take pictures of the motorcycle outside the garage. Take all the junk off of it. Set the motorcycle up like a model for pictures. Put it in a nice yard with no crap in the background, stuff like that. Make sure it's a sunny day. A few action photos would be good. If you have scratches or damage, take pictures of that too. Try to do a close-up and put it in there. That projects honesty onto the person that may be buying it. Take a picture of the odometer, show the current mileage and all too. Number three, now you need to post it. Cross-posting is the best to get maximum exposure. Facebook Marketplace is a really good place to advertise. Your Craigslist, get it to the local. If you live out in the country and Craigslist, post it in the closest big city. That way it's got more exposure. Cycle Trader will get you to people in the world. Also Auto Trader, they have a section for motorcycles in there. Them are some of the best, and that's a good way to go. Now in description on your motorcycle, put everything about the bike, options, mileage, service, when was the last time the valves were adjusted, carbs are cleaned, you know, stuff like that. Do it within reason. Don't be long-winded. I can always tell when a dealership is selling a motorcycle on Facebook because they'll put long-winded crap like it's the top of the line. You know, long-winded stuff you'd expect to hear from a preacher or a politician. Them kind of descriptions. Stay away from that because you know that's a dealer. And a dealer always marks up their product. Like I said, they buy it at 1/2 to 1/3 and then mark it up 120 to 150%. Something you didn't know. Also, in the description, put your contact information. The time that you can be contacted, that's important, because if you don't, yahoos will call you in the middle of the night when you're trying to get sleep and getting ready for work. Put a time, you know, from, you know, this time to this time is the best time to contact me. Make it the only time to contact me. Make it either by text or by phone call or by email. Set that. I normally never do email because somebody will get a hold of your email address and sell it to a third party, and then you got 60,000 emails, trying to sell you Viagra and crap all the time. So I usually do text is how I do that. Also put in the description, this will be number 4, make sure your title is clean. And it's amazing, most of America does not know what a clean title is. A clean title is you, the owner, has your name and address on it, and it's a current address. It's not 3 addresses back, well, I moved 6 times since then and crap like that. No, you cannot sell a motorcycle that's got a title like that. It has to have the owner's name and the owner's current address and no liens on it. So make sure of all that. And also, you people, when you look to buy one, go to your computer, print out a bill of sale, and have an extra one with you, and fill it out there. Don't take the number, don't take the VIN number off the title. Take the VIN number off the motorcycle. That's a safer and better bet. And check the two between the title and that. And the VIN is usually on the neck of the motorcycle. Turn, the handlebars, and you'll see it right there. Number 5. Get all the NADA and Kelley Blue Book information. Print out. Have it with you. Have it with the bike. And also print you out a description of the motorcycle. And I have a few of them around. The reason is, the person who's going to want to buy the bike, you give them that piece of paper that has a description, everything about the bike. So here, read this. This will give you everything you need to know. If there's a question that's not on that piece of paper, I'll answer it. That also will help weed out people that are what I call looky-loos. You're always going to have people that I just come to look. I'm here to sell. Get out of my hair. But that also keeps you from having to sit there and gab, and describe. Here, bud, read it. And that'll let you know another thing about how serious they are too. Price your motorcycle according to the NADA and Kelley Blue Book guidelines. Number 1, that's the honest way. And that's the best way to price it, because guy comes up and he asks you, what you asking for it? Tell him, I priced it according to NADA and Kelley Blue Book guidelines, and that's what I'll go by. And that will throw a lot of people. But that's the honest way to do things. And I still don't understand why people don't know that or recognize that. Here's another little thing you may not know. Dealers will give you no value to added options on a motorcycle. But in a sell-it-yourself situation, the buyer may not know that, and you may be the wiser for it. So it's your call. Okay, all that stuff I've just explained right there is the easy part of selling your motorcycle. The next part is going to be a little bit more difficult, but the stuff I'm going to teach you guys is to help you out on this. And I've got a lot of experience in selling. I've worked at 4 dealerships, and I've seen the worst of people. And selling is a psychological profile. And people absolutely hate it because they've had to deal with bad salespeople. And salespeople are trying to weed out, like I said, the looky-loos, the people that are just there to look and waste time. And the salespeople are there to make sales. And people don't understand that part. But the roles are going to reverse when you're selling your motorcycle. So you have to keep that in mind. Number one, always keep an even keel. Keep your attitude straight. If the person coming to talk to you starts to get out of hand and stuff like that, so bud, or person, whoever, I don't believe in that crap, and you need to calm down. Me as a salesperson here in the South, it's a very big technique for people to come up, yell, scream, just be mad, at the person selling. Me, I'm the kind of person, I don't take that crap. Because I know that one person standing there's going to be 10 more behind them. So, bud, I don't put up with bad attitudes. You see that door and you see that highway, hit it. And if you're serious about this bike, the price has just went up $2,000 because of your attitude. It's your call. There's no reason to put up with crap. And you got to handle it. As a salesperson, I've learned a great number of techniques to handle that. But like I said, you need to keep an even demeanor. When you see that person for the first time, greet them. Glad to meet you. I'm glad we can get together. And like I said, I don't put up with bad behavior. I've had my manager call the cops on people before. I don't care. That was it. Let's talk about phone calls. Never, ever, ever allow a third-party sales. I'm going to sell it for you, blah, blah, blah. They're going to take a chunk of your profits, and you're going to end up with nothing. That's all that is. Never, ever, ever let them do that. And I just put a bunch of parts up for sale on Craigslist and Facebook. And I got a call from Austin, Texas, a text, and that's an 8-hour drive from where I'm at. And he wanted me to enter a code into my phone, so he could talk to me about selling buying my parts. No, red flags up everywhere. Get rid of people like that. You need to qualify people. If they're going to call you on the phone, if the first thing they ask you is, will you take $1,000 or $2,000 less for it? If the first thing they do is ask about price, they're not interested in buying. Because you can ask them a question. I guarantee you this. Okay, you want me to drop the price. Do you have $8,000 cash you can give me right now? Well, no. Well, you're not serious buyer then. Goodbye. Again, when I asked that you put everything that you could in the description. Now, if the people ask right off the bat, tell me everything about the bike. Number one, that's going to take time out from me. And I'm saying, excuse me, sir, ma'am, whoever, did you not read the description? Is there something not in the description that you didn't understand? That tells me that, because there's a lot of people that see an ad and first thing they do is they get on that number and they don't read the information. Go back, read the information, and then give me a call. But you need to qualify them. If you get through the BS and they sound like they're serious, you want to get to the next point. After you qualify them, let's set up a time and date that you can come out and look at the motorcycle. And if you don't want them coming to your house, pick a neutral spot. The police station parking lot. You will see a lot of business go down there, and that's a safe place. They want you to come there to feel secure. Go to Walmart parking lot. I've sold lots of parts at a Walmart parking lot. At the corner store, at the grocery store, you know, find a place that you're comfortable with. Like I said, when you meet the person, greet them nicely. A warning about that: if allow the customer, to bring only one person that is going to assist them on inspecting the bike and stuff. If they bring a gang of people, that is a warning sign. You know, to me, I've had, this is no joke, I had a family of like 12 people show up once for one person to buy a car. And I'm like, you know, all 12 of you go out to your vehicles and leave. You know, we only need one person here to sign paperwork. I'm not selling one vehicle to 12 people. Because there's a lot of intimidation, and there's a lot of crap that could happen like that. If you don't feel comfortable, call it off. That's for your safety. That's the biggest thing in that. I've taken people and shown them a bike, and they didn't know nothing about a bike, and I said, come here. And I started going over things in a bike and showing them, you know, this is where you put air pressure in, this is how you put oil in, this is where you know, pop the seat up, get to the battery, you know, and this is how you reset the odometer, and all sorts of things about a motorcycle. And what that does is, when I take the initiative to show that customer that, number one, I'm showing him a quality product. Number two, he's getting trust in me, which puts him closer to buying the motorcycle. And that's some things that you want to do. I used to go by a lot of gut feelings and intuitions about people. But like I said, if you don't feel comfortable with a potential buyer, call it off. There's always somebody else out there that wants your motorcycle. You know, like I said, if a potential buyer is only talking about money and they're not inspecting the bike, they're not even looking at the bike, you know, hey, you're not interested. And never agree to sell on credit. You get into stuff that you do not want to deal with. Okay, you've gotten this far. Now they've looked over everything. They've checked out everything. You know, you've asked them, do they have the money, or have they got a chance to get the money, and stuff like that. You know, that's an important part of it. Never let that be the last question you ask them. You know, always show them the title. So, hey, see, the title is clean. You know, it's not messed up. You, as a seller, also keep a bill of sale with you to throw out there to be able to help that guy get down the road, or help that person get down the road. They're going to look at a test ride. Okay, look at their license. Ask them, hey, do you have a motorcycle endorsement on your license? Does your insurance, which is the seller, cover a person doing a test ride? You can probably, for just a few bucks, or, you know, it's going to be a little bit of time, keep your insurance on your motorcycle, call your agent up, say, hey, put a carrier on there, I'm in the process of selling this to cover a test ride by somebody. You know, and ask your insurance agent about it. You know, that covers your rear end. And if you don't trust the person as far as getting out on the road, go to a parking lot, a Walmart parking lot, or a Sutherland's or an Atwood's parking lot. You know, go out where people ain't parking, and let the person do laps and figure eights and stuff like that. You know, agree on a time for them to test ride and a time to do all that stuff. And also make sure they bring their own equipment. If they don't have their own equipment, they're not motorcycle riders. You know, that's some Some good tips right there. After they get through test riding, first thing you ask them, any questions? After you answer them questions, the second thing you say, well, let's say, well, let me read through this properly. After the test ride, ask them any questions. After you answer their questions, ask them, are you ready to take it home? These last two sentences will save you time and aggravation and weed out time wasters. Now work on a deal that can be met mutually between the two of y'all. If y'all can't mutually work out something, you know, shake that person's hand, said, you know, hey, we can't come to an agreement. There's no hard feelings. I'm going to hang on to it and try to get the price that I'm asking for, you know. But then you may want to hang on to that person's number, because 6 or 8, 9 months down the road, when you can't sell it because you're selling it too high, you may want to call that person and offer him another chance. In my salesman's experience, customer tire kickers, or looky-loos as we call them, is about 90% of the time. Me as a salesperson, time is money and money is time. And this is the point here. Money in the pocket sooner than later. Weed out the time wasters and the non-buyers. You know, that's where it saves you time and aggravation. That's where you people that sell get really aggravated at the selling process. Now, this is a great article, and it'll help out a lot of people that have never done this kind of stuff before and don't have no experience doing it. Sales is an animal, and I do not recommend sales to 99% of people in America, because it's not that great a job. So I hope that these things that I've set up right here will help you, and it should help you on selling motorcycles. I still buy and sell motorcycles and sell them in this fashion that I do right here, and it works. So that's the reason why I'm showing this to you guys. So anyhow, I hope this helps, and I'll see you on the next video.